أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي فضل الإسلام على سائر الأديان وفضل أمة الإسلام على سائر الأمم وفضل محمدا صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم على الخلق أجمعين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له قيوم السماوات والأراضين بعث نبيه محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم رحمة للعالمين بلغ لله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. أما بعد, it's an opportunity to be here today. That He's bestowed upon us. We bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except the Almighty Allah. We also bear witness that the Prophet is His servant and His messenger. Allah guides, is really guided. And anybody who goes astray has nobody to blame but themselves. Today is a Friday, the 6th day of Jumada Thani, the hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It also corresponds with the 30th day of December 2022. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. My father and Sheikh Yahya, as we already know, always use the opportunity to train young students like myself and give us the opportunity to express what he teaches us. So we thank him and then we ask the Almighty Allah to bless him and strengthen him. We live. It's very difficult to be an upright Muslim. Everything around us tries to push us away from Islam. The media, the politics, the education is being weaponized so that from spirituality into materialism. And it's the cancer that we face. And this is not surprising because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that to get to a point in time, hold steadfast fire in his hands. It is burning him. But if he throws it away, he's thrown away a diamond, something very, very valuable. If you observe the times that we're in, about a week to now, there is a global festival where billions of dollars are pumped into the economies of the world to celebrate this. I mean Christmas and New Year. That is being done. We realize that people really mean business in what they do. But as a Muslim who is living in the West, through these trying and troubling situations, how do you protect your Iman in a world whereby things are trying to rip away your Iman from you? And it's not only for the fathers, but it is worse for us young people. Because the young people have the energies, they have the desires, they have the drive that they mingle with. Will be able that flow to us that are not Islamic. As Muslims, we have a unique identity. As Muslims, we have a peculiar ideology. We want to worship the Almighty Allah and then get His favor and then get into Jannah, we need to stand fast on those ideologies. And inna alladhina qalu rabbuna Allah thumma istaqamu. Very Islam is not by mouth. Islam is not a political organization where you go and join. It's both qawlun wa amal. Should manifest in your face outside. That is what Islam is all about. Because you can't say you are a Muslim, but then your lifestyle, everything to the Almighty Allah. قل إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي. O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them, Inna salati, my life, my death is for. This is the kind of creed, this is the kind of aqidah we need to teach ourselves and remind ourselves, for them to understand that it is always the Almighty Allah who is first. The moment we take the God factor, the Allah factor out of our lives will crumble. But then if you observe the movements that is now in the world, these liberal ideologies, these feminist ideologies, this individualism ideology, this consumerism ideologies, all these ideologies are taking out the God standard from the equation. They want to do. Someone is born a male, have a surgery to change him. It goes to extent that some people feel they are cats and dogs, so they want to dress like. That is how far the human mind has gone to. So if the human mind is not being tamed and trimmed and guided by the God factor, then we're going to turn into animals. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu the hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas, where he said, I was with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ala himar. I was sitting on the same donkey with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet was in front and I was behind him. Inni u'allimuka kalimatin. He said, oh boy, listen. I'm going to give you some words. Ihfadillah. Be mindful of the Almighty Allah. Ihfadillah tajidhu tajahaka. Be mindful of the Almighty Allah. You will find Him in front of you all the time. Meaning you will find Him with you along the way. لو أن الناس اجتمعوا على أن ينفعوك بشيء لن ينفعوك بشيء إلا ما قد كتبه الله لك. If the whole of humanity were to come at a meeting and their discussion is based on you, they want to make you the #1 millionaire of the world. They want to give you every good thing of the world. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "لَن يَنفَعُوكَ بِشَيْءٍ إِلَّا مَا قَدْ كَتَبَهُ اللَّهُ لَكَ." They will never give you anything of benefit you to have. فَإِنْهُمْ اجْتَمَعُوا عَلَىٰ أَن يَضُرُّوكَ بِشَيْءٍ. If again they were to come together because they want to hurt you or harm you, لَن يَضُرُّوكَ بِشَيْءٍ إِلَّا مَا قَدْ كَتَبَهُ اللَّهُ. Harm you or destroy you except what the Almighty Allah has decreed for you. He told him, رُفِعَتِ الْأَقْلَامِ. The pens have been lifted. وَجَفَّتِ الصُّحُفُ. The pages are dry. إِنَّمَا الْأَمْرُ. It is through the will and the order of the Almighty Allah. So in these times that we find ourselves in, where people are making millions and billions overnight through haram means, and you are struggling from $1 to dollar because you need to get halal to eat, wallahi, I give this hadith to you of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that whatever that is going to happen in this dunya is by the will of the Almighty Allah. Put that at the forefront of your activities. Make that the number one point in your business plan. In your long live your life, make this idea that it is the Almighty Allah who runs his dunya. فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيدُ لَا يُسْأَلُ عَمَّا يَفْعَلُ وَهُمْ يُسْأَلُونَ. He is the one who does whatever he wants to do. Nobody has the ability or the audacity to question him, but he is going to question us concerning what we do in this dunya. Let's teach that to the kids. It's not easy raising kids in America. It's not. It's never easy. You are working 10, 12 hours in the day. You don't know where he is. You don't know where she is. If the mother is also working some hours, who are their friends? What do they see on the internet? What do they read? Who do they meet? You don't know. So it's never easy. And even those kids who even come to the madrasa, teaching them is not easy. How come in Africa, my students, if they're making noise, I just do. But here, when we are growing up, if our fathers and teachers just look at you, you understand the message. You just look at you and you understand the message. The kids here, you look at him, he's asking, why are you looking at me like that? It's not easy. So you need to put Allah first. You need to have that clean heart. You need to create that atmosphere in the house that is Islamic. You need to create that bond between you and the family that always reminds you of the Almighty Allah. It's not enough that you as a father come to Fajr, you go to Zuhur, you go to Asr, you go to Maghrib, you go to Isha, you come to Halaqat for Dars, but then your wife and your kids, you don't know anything about their Islam. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. Oh, you who have believed, protect yourself and your families from falling into the hellfire. So Allah is very, very important. We remain steadfast with the Almighty Allah. Because you know very well that this dunya is a point of transit. We are in a transition. And then your akhirah is determined by how well you live this dunya. So if you live this dunya in shambles, don't expect to find a quality akhirah. If you live this dunya as fantasy, don't expect to get the quality akhirah. When some people are praying on time, you are out there looking for your dollars. When some people are fasting Mondays and Thursdays, you are out there looking for the dollars. When some people are having time for halaqah and studying to read the Quran, and even go to the extent of even memorizing some surah, you are on YouTube, you are on TikTok, and you expect to enter the same genre that these people are going to enter? Nobody goes through high school and after finishing high school they are given a PhD certificate. It never happens. If you go through high school, you are given high school diploma. Anybody who goes to undergrad is given an undergrad certificate. So don't expect to go through high school and then drop out of high school and expect to be given a PhD certificate. It's like what we do. We don't worship Allah regularly. We don't care about what goes on. But then we expect to enter Firdaus when we say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. Ameen. It's very controversial, it's very harsh, but I'll make it here too. Don't ever make the mistake of going to the Akhirah as a Muslim without knowing how to read the Quran. Don't ever do that mistake. Don't meet Allah when you can pick up the Mus'haf and open anywhere in the Mus'haf and read. Don't do that mistake. You know why? You can see, but you don't have 1 hour in a week to come to Sheikh Yahya to learn how to read the Quran. Is this with this that you're going to meet Allah? We need to have a re-engineering of our minds, thinking of our thoughts. Because a dunya thaniya, this dunya is transient. She's going to finish. Dunya tadumu li ahliha, lakana Rasulullah hayyan wa baqiya, walakinaha tafna wa yafna ma'aha kullu shay. The world has been designed for someone to live in perpetuity. Like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will still be alive. We'll go to Medina and we'll see him. وَلَكِنَّهَا تَفْنَى. The dunya herself, she's not everlasting, she's going to finish. وَيَفْنَى مَعَهَا كُلُّ شَيْءٍ. And everything with the dunya is going to come to an end. So why don't we put Allah first? Allah the centerpiece of our lives. Why don't we be steadfast with Almighty Allah? Why don't we invest our time with Almighty Allah? Why don't we invest our health with Almighty Allah? Why don't we invest our monies with Almighty Allah? So that even in Salah we want to cheat Allah. Even in Salah, we think we are smart. Why? There's business out there. He's coming. Long verse, he's chuckling the Salah Allah. That the one who is going to endorse that multi-million-dollar contract, if Allah doesn't will it, you're not going to get it. And you come to the masjid in front of the Almighty Allah and you are having divided attention. It's the Almighty Allah who runs his dunya. He gives to whoever he wants. He takes away from whoever he wants. And then you want the Almighty Allah to give you the dunya. And then you come to the house of the Almighty Allah, where the Almighty Allah endorses all the. What are you going to? You're gone. When we talk, they say time is money. Time is money. And you know one funny thing? If we want to have that express salah, we always read Surah Al-Asr. And Surah Al-Asr is an irony upon us. Because Surah Al-Asr is speaking about time. But then we are using Surah Al-Asr. Even sometimes our afkar, even those of us who even have time to sit there and even do the afkar is problematic. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And then we expect to gain something from the Almighty Allah. Let's say you are invited by the governor of the state of New York for a meeting. And you're supposed to bring a petition. I know you go there on time, you arrive 3 hours even before the meeting. Yes, you get there 3 hours before the meeting. And even if the governor is 10 minutes late and the governor comes and says, I'm sorry for being late, no, there's no problem, it's no problem, it's okay. Then the governor tells you, you take your time, you conjure all the English that you know in this world. Sense of eloquently. Your Excellency, we are here today, you take your time. You need to read to him, because you know he can provide something for you in the dunya, right? Whether you come to the Masjid in front of the owner of the governor in the dunya itself, whether you are in a hurry. One day, Sayyidina Ali came into the Masjid and then he found a man doing istighfar the way you and I do istighfar. He told him, istighfaruka hadha yahtaju ila istighfar. This is your istighfar. You need to do another istighfar because the one that you are doing is a sin. You need to do a new istighfar so that Almighty Allah will use the new one to clean the old. It's wallahi our number one part in this dunya and akhirah. Remain steadfast with Almighty. There's going to be waves from left, right, and center. The trials and tribulations are going to come. The fight is there. And Almighty Allah, Allah will see you places. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ولا عاقبة للظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا الله ورسوله أما بعد. You know, we're speaking about one day Al-Khabbab ibn al-Arad came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, time whereby the persecution in Mecca was very. When he found the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the shade of the Kaaba with a blanket. When will the victory of the Almighty Allah come? And these people are what? Are tormenting us. When? And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sat up. Khabbab, you see this deal, it will get to where the sun rises and where it sets. Just be patient. The people who can be someone will be brought and a sword will be placed on his head. And then he'll be told, denounce your deed. He will say no. And then they will cut him into two. And the bodies will fall apart, but he will still remain on his deed. Nobody is chasing us with guns now to stop our deed. Of course, some Muslims in other parts of the world are facing trouble. In fact, the Uyghurs in China, there are Muslim places where it's not easy. And sometimes you read posts on Facebook and they say we pray 6 times a day. Maghrib, Isha and Janaza every day because Muslims are being killed. But those of us in this part of the world, we are being faced with. And the ideological warfare is sometimes more dangerous. Because if it is a physical, your life that is going to be lost. But you maintain your deen. But in the ideological warfare, taken away from you, and you lose your path towards the Almighty. So sometimes you meet young Muslims, they are confused. Because they live in a place whereby they are being bombarded with all. And young Muslims are asking questions. Sometimes you meet young Muslim girls who say they are Muslim feminists and they are he's not saying only here. Because she feels she's a female, she's empowering females. These are the questions that we are having now. Young Muslim women are asking that Islam is not the religion of justice. You ask them why. A man can marry 4 women, but a woman cannot marry 4 men. It's funny, but it's dangerous. It's funny, but it's dangerous. Muslim women are asking, why do I need to cover up? Why? Why is that a man can walk bare-chested in the street, but I cannot walk bare-chested in the street? Shubhat, that your deed of shubhat and illusions and delusions. So we need to have more time for the young ones. Wallahi. We need to have time to sit with the young ones for them to really understand what Islam is and what life is. It's very important. Do you know why? If not for anything, it says, if a person dies, all his deeds are cut off except 3 things. And amongst the 3 things, he said, Awwaladun salihun yad'u, who remembers you and then prays for you after you are dead. My question is, what nurturing are we giving our kids that will him in the house now? Are you sure when you die today, there's a video going on here of a very great man in Ghana? But it's a fact. A rich man's on his face, he's not even yet dead. Hospital bed. He's lying there, and they are on the both other sides, and they are having confusion. I'm not saying it is his fault. So that it becomes a food of thought for anybody who will reflect. The kids. Are we interested in only buying for them toys now? The latest gadgets come out, we get them. Is that all we are interested in? Or we are interested in a deliberate, conscious effort of molding their Iman? What are we? We live in the age of science and technology, that teaching the kids what Islam is a... I know of families here in America without them being sent to Africa or Asia. I know. So why is that ours is different? Why? Why is it here? But the Masjid must continue. Parts of America, churches are being sold because the people are no longer going to the churches. Last year alone, I personally witnessed 2 churches being bought in Michigan, in Detroit. So what are we doing to safeguard the next generation of Muslims? Or Islam is going to end with me in life? It's a food of thought for us to think about. What atmosphere do we create in the home that will support the kids to be Muslims? That if they go out there, whenever there is any challenge, they have a firm background of Islam that they will not be shaken. Or we are only interested in sending them to the public schools and that's it. We want them to be doctors, we want them to be engineers. As for being imams and stuff like that, no. I'm not saying everybody should be an imam and be on the pulpit every Friday, no. But then we expect the Muslim should be an upright Muslim. If he's a doctor, he's an upright Muslim. If he's an engineer, he's an upright Muslim. In my travels across America, anytime I meet young people, teenagers, 13, 14, 15, 16, and I ask them, what do you want to be? Basketball player. What do you want to be? Football player. What do you want to be? Baseball player. What do you want to be? ESPN baby. So like, what's wrong with you? All of you want to be athletes. None of you want to be doctors and engineers. Or the engineers and the doctors is for other people. We Muslims are controversial statements. You will agree with me or not? In the life of the Muslims of America, we don't need our kids engineers. That we are a minority. When Congress needs to make decisions, they ask those people, they don't ask those athletes. They are not there at the decision making. When this COVID-19 thing came out, did the economy come up? Would you speak to the economists? So we need to be at the forefront of decision making. But then we cannot be there if we don't invest in it. That is why it's important as a community, we fish for the bright ones and then we guide them into the careers that will benefit the community. And that is what the Jewish communities are doing. They fish for the brighter ones. It comes back to the. But for us, our kids, even if it is time for tahfiz, he's going to practice. What is he practicing? Baseball. What is he practicing? Football. What is he practicing? Basketball. What is he practicing? So at the end of the day, we are not there at the decision making. Because you can't be. Because you are an entertainer. So when serious issues come, they put you aside. Because you have left for entertainment. But when serious issues come, you can't. So I'm saying at this point in time, we need to channel the energies of the younger ones from now. It is a deliberate, conscious effort. The kids that are coming up, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, tune their YouTube to medicine. Tune it. Tune their YouTube. Tune it to engineering. Let them develop that desire. And then in the first part of our khutbah, you remain steadfast with the Almighty Allah and then He pours His mercy upon it. But then if you leave it open, all the videos that come to you, all of them are only entertainment. Unless you search for what you want. The AI, the artificial intelligence is like that. One sheikh, someone was speaking on Facebook, that is it TikTok or so? TikTok. When you go to China, when you access TikTok, all the videos that come to you are all about information technology. Information technology. And that's how they tune the algorithm. So that their people will always be fed with quality material and information. But for the rest of the world, they tune into entertainment. So women and jumping and screaming. So you're always faced with those videos if you're not in China. It's all part of the ideological warfare. But Muslims are not waking up to the coffee. Oh, you want to be free, liberal, independent people. That's a lie. You see these words, they don't exist. Because someone is always fine-tuning your ideas. You're never independent because we always need each other. And finally, you don't need people. That is why Islam is a communal religion. You owe it a responsibility to the community to be a responsible member of the community. To be an upright citizen. So you owe the Almighty Allah a responsibility to be an upright Muslim. And then on the day of Qiyamah, you will find goodness with the Almighty Allah. وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا الله لا يخلف الميعاد ربنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك لا تخلف الميعاد اللهم أعنا الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين وانصر إخوان دينك اللهم ثبتنا على دينك اللهم جدد الإيمان في قلوبنا ونتوب إليك قوموا إلى صلاتكم